Stephen A. Smith says that Otani cannot be the face of the MLB because he does not know English. He can't speak English. He was saying that someone that is the face of the MLB should be able to, be able to market better. I think that's a bunch of baloney. He has since, issued an apology. People called him out on it. People said, like, you're so blinded by, I don't know what you're blinded by, but they call it racism. They call it, just being ignorant. And Stephen A. Smith, out of all people, he should know better. He's been in the business for years and years and years. He's been on the spotlight. He's talked about racism against African Americans, against other communities, and he's speaked out on it, very vigorously, from the heart, very adamant. So for him to say that it's a very bad look on Stephen A. Smith. He said it very convincingly too, and then the backlash came, and then he issued an apology. And it was upsetting. It caught me by surprise when I saw it. I was like, wow, like, this man's very bold for saying something like that. Like, especially in the day and age that we live in today, where Asian American hate is on the rise because of COVID. Ignorant people just blaming it on the Asian community, and like, just random attacks on Asian American people, and so much awareness that's being spread about helping your fellow Asian community, and the things you can do so that these communities aren't marginalized as much. And Stephen A. Smith says this, and it's just like, man, come on, what are you doing? Like from no angle that he was trying to say is this comment any like remotely accurate. Like, I know he only covers like American sports like MLB and NFL and basketball, and for ESPN, he sometimes does hockey, and they make him cover a soccer like every once in a blue moon. But this is nothing new in sports, like, especially if you follow like worldwide sports. If you're not just in the shell that the US is, like, there's coaches for football, for soccer overseas that don't even know the language. There's players playing in England, playing in Spain, that don't know Spanish, don't know English, and they don't know Italian, but they go to the Serie A, they go to La Liga, they go to the Premier League, because they know that those are the best leagues, and those leagues are respected because of that. Like the EPL, the Serie A, La Liga, they're all respected because of how many international players, how many players across the seas, whether you're in Asia, North America, South America, some other European countries, from Africa. Everybody wants to flock to these countries, these leagues, because they understand that these leagues are the best leagues in the world. And no one really shines down on them. Everyone just it's understood that, like, man, if I could get this player that doesn't know English, that doesn't know Spanish, who cares? He's great at the sport, and all the fans love him. Kun Agüero didn't know English, going to Manchester City, and he killed it. I mean, Gareth Bale is not the best example because he didn't really kill it for Real Madrid, but he understood that Real Madrid was, one of the biggest teams in the world. It could take his popularity, it could take, his notoriety to the next level. So he made that move to Real Madrid, not knowing Spanish. It didn't stop him, and because he knew that going to Real Madrid was going to be great for his career. And the Spanish media and all of us that were Real Madrid fans were happy. None of us were like, damn, Bell. Looking back, obviously we could criticize him for what he hasn't done, but at the time it was just like, damn, look at this monster that played for Tottenham, and the things he could do with us while having Cristiano Ronaldo is like unlimited. Like, this is great. And I don't think anybody ever thought like, oh, damn, this guy doesn't know Spanish. Like, why should he be, one of the faces of La Liga? And just like that, like MLB, if we were just talking about MLB, like, there's so many Dominican players, there's like Cuban players, there's a lot of Spanish speaking players that don't know English, and they've been the face of MLB too. And like that, the NBA has gotten internationalized a lot as in these recent years. We got Jokic just winning the MVP. We have Giannis coming from Greece. We have a lot of players coming from overseas. And for Stephen A. Smith to say that, it's just, I don't know. It says a lot about him. It kind of revealed some of his character. Like, he should know better. He should know better. Like, he didn't need someone to tell him. Like, it's very saddening. Like, he let a lot of people down, especially because I know a lot of people are Stephen A. Smith fans, or they kind of like, the banter that he says, or like they just appreciate his rowdiness, how his expressions, how loud he is. And for him to say stuff like that is just like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, open your eyes. Don't be blinded. Don't be saying dumb stuff like this. You're one of the biggest voices in sports media, if not the biggest. And when you say stuff like that, it's saddening. And I feel sorry for Ohtani. But I know it's not gonna affect Ohtani. Ohtani seems like a good guy. He's wholesome. He's a good guy. He should be the face of the MLB. Him and Tatis, completely different players, completely different personalities. So I think you can market them in different ways. Tatis being very, flamboyant, very loud, very out there. He plays that role very good. He has the swagger. He knows what he's doing. The chains, all that stuff. That's great. Ohtani, he's a little more laid back, but he has the game. Like, we haven't seen anything like Ohtani in forever, since Babe Ruth. Everyone keeps saying it. The way he's getting home runs, just hitting the ball, super, like, just incredible. Like, the way he hits the ball, it's second to none. The way he pitches is second to none. We should just appreciate the talent. And it's not just the MLB. Like, anywhere you go, if you play good, it doesn't matter if you can't speak the language, because the sport is gonna adjust to fit your needs. Which is crazy, because I just Osaka just came to my head, how tennis didn't really help her out, but for the most part, I could think of like Bielsa, the Leeds United head coach. He's the coach for Leeds, and he doesn't know English for the Premier League, the greatest league in the world in terms of football, in terms of soccer. Marcelo Alberto Bielsa, he just knows Spanish, and he's a Premier League head coach, and you never hear any criticism. So I think Stephen A. Smith just needs to, get educated and not be saying just random stuff to get reactions. I know a lot of these shows, that's what drives their ratings. That's what drives, their viewership. So maybe that's what he was trying to go for, or maybe he's just he's a bad person. He really believes what he said, but he apologized for it. If anything, he's brought attention to the subject. He's brought awareness, and hopefully that's the positive that we could take from this. But I, for one, think Ohtani could for surely be the face of baseball, and I'm glad Stephen A. Smith apologized, but it does seem like it was a little forced.